Hello everyone. How are you doing? I pray you had a wonderful Saturday. Marietta here. I love to motivate, uplift, and inspire. For y'all that don't know me, come on in, join the family, subscribe. We're trying to build these channels, get these channels up and running. Tonight, I want to talk to y'all about the Section 8 program. The Section 8 program is what I want to talk about tonight. Yes, because I once used to live on Section 8. I lived on Section 8 for a little while back in the day while I was raising my children. And it was really a nice experience. I had a good experience from living on Section 8. And I stayed there for quite a while, I believe until my kids got big enough to go to middle school. I believe I was there for quite a while, but not too long, because of the fact that I understood the fact that Section 8 was a place for you to be while you get up on your feet. And during that time, it was a place where you had to report your income. You had to let them know who was living in your house, how many people was living in your house. If you moved people in your house, you had to report that. It was like you had to report every little thing that went on. It was almost like we were being monitored at all times in these units. You had inspections. They would come, they would inspect, they would be able to walk into your unit even if you were not home. So it was like basically you really had no real privacy in these units, because of the fact that they were able to enter these units and to see exactly what was going on. I remember back in the day, people used to hide men's clothes. They used to send their boyfriends or whatever out of the house or whatever during that time, because even living in Section 8 housing, that meant that people had to be on a certain amount of income, so it kept you right at that level. So, and then you was in a community. It was almost like a community of everybody being on Section 8, everybody struggling together. You know, most of them were getting food stamps, some of them would work, but it was like a little community where back then, when I was on Section 8, years ago, people used to help each other. Not so much today. So, as I got to thinking about this, I thought about it in a way of sending out an alarm to the people that are in Section 8 right now. As we see what is happening around the world today, and how things are getting broke down, and things are being taken away, and the president is doing what he has to do to break down some things and maybe rebuild some things back up, or maybe not. But I just want to be able to let somebody know this is the time. This is the time for you to be trying to figure out where else you can go. This is the time for you to be figuring out where you're going to get a job. This is the time for you to be figuring out how you can do things in a better way where it would be more beneficial to you and your family. And so you're there, you're getting food stamps. They're about ready to cut food stamps off. It looks like they're trying to cut the Section 8 out. If they hit your house right now, are you ready? Do you know where you're going? If they cut your food stamps off right now, do you know how you and your family are going to eat? And so you're getting assistance from the government, from the state. If you're getting a welfare check, put it that way, or a TANF, or whatever else they call these services that they give out. If they cut these things off, are you able to work, get a job, be able to support yourself, take care of yourself? Or are you ready to start moving towards doing some things to try to help yourself in this situation? If and so you have a man living in your house and you know he's not supposed to be there and it could cause you to get put out, are you prepared to start moving him out now before you get caught up in a situation where you and your children end up homeless all at the same time? He can help you, but he can help you from his mama's house. He can help you from his boy's house. But to be the man in that house, to be able to bring down that whole house, it's not good. It's time now to start making preparation before this thing actually gets right in the middle of it, and you get caught in the storm. You get caught right in the middle of not knowing which way your family is going to go. These are the things you need to be talking about right now, thinking about right now, and begin to start doing right now. Woman of God, if you can get up and work, and so you can work, it's time for you to get a job. It's time for you to start fending for yourself. It's time, because this is not a situation of if it's going to happen. It's going to happen. They're going to hit food stamps. They're going to hit these TANF checks. They're going to hit this Section 8 program, and maybe a lot of other programs coming down the pike. So we got to be prepared. Start getting yourself ready now to figure out where you and your family are going to go. Start figuring out how you and your family are going to eat. Start figuring out how you and your family are going to be able to support yourself. And even if you moved into somebody's shed, somebody's garage, start moving towards trying to get up out of these situations before it comes crashing down on you. Before it comes crashing down on you. You have children. If you have children, and children have to eat, children have to have a place to lay their head. If and so you know your house is riding dirty, as they put it back in the day, it's time for you to start cleaning it up now. Start cleaning it up now to the place where when they come to check on your situation, they come to look at your situation, they come to inspect and do that inspection because they're coming. Know that they are coming. This is just, I'm just letting you know what I do know, what I feel. This is coming. And if this was to happen, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to start standing on your own 2 feet and fend for yourself? Is this worth you being outdoors with no place to go because you can say nobody didn't tell you? It's happening all around us right now. The uncertainties of the way the world is right now. If so you're a single mother sitting home and you don't have no income, but you're home all day long and you know how to use a computer, turn your computer on and start you a YouTube channel. Begin to start you a YouTube channel. If you can get that YouTube channel to a place where you can get your 1,000 subscribers, you can get your 4,000 watch hours, you could begin to start making a paycheck to help take care of yourself. At least get started. If you are in a place where you're able to go work part-time, because childcare is going to be too expensive. Because child care is expensive, and it doesn't get any cheaper. It does not get any cheaper from here. Nothing is going down in prices right now. Even the food that you're buying, you need to stop selling these food stamps and start preparing your house. Stop selling these food stamps. If you don't spend them all, hold them so that you'll have some money to feed yourself. And so you have to leave this Section 8 house. You will still have some money to feed yourself. Now it's time for you to start bargain shopping to the point where you can get things that are going to last. Things that are going to last you from month to month. This is no time to be throwing your food stamps away. This is no time to be putting your house, your home in danger. Because once they come and they start reevaluating your income, reevaluating how long you've been on Section 8, they start reevaluating your health and all of these things. Get yourself as healthy as you possibly can. Start drinking your water. Start eating right. Start taking your vitamins. Make sure that you have started preparing yourself to live somewhere else if you already know you're not going to be able to stay in this unit. Do not wait until they come to set your stuff out on the curb, or you end up, you and your kids out in this hot sun that's getting ready to come up in this next season, or you end up before this winter is over out in the cold. Do not allow yourself to be put in a position where you don't have no resources, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what to do, when this is the time now for you to start preparing yourself and start preparing yourself to get yourself someplace safe where you and your children can be able to start building a life for yourself. I know a lot of people are buying these small sheds up. I see it on YouTube all day long. But now is the time for you to start your YouTube channel, because YouTube is helping to push the small creators right now. It's now or never. This is the perfect time. This is a perfect time for you to try it. It's a perfect time for you to do it. It's a perfect time for you to turn them cameras on and begin to start working towards you being self-sufficient. I know it's been a long time since you've been self-sufficient. You never thought about this day being here. This day is coming. It's already here. We're already in the middle of it. We're already done started. There's nothing going to be different from month to month that didn't already happen. Whatever happened in January, all that stuff that happened in January, all those price cuts, all those job cuts, everything that's happened in January, things are getting tore down, and how they get rebuilt, we do not know how it's going to be rebuilt, and we don't know how it's going to look for you. We don't know how it's going to look for me. We don't know how it's going to look for the next person. But what we do know is we need to start preparing ourselves. Don't just sit there and wait for somebody to come and rescue you. Do what you know to do. Try some things. Try some things to try to get yourself in a place where you can eat, where you can sleep, where you got clothes to put on your back, you got some way to take care of your medical needs. Just start doing the things you need to do. If so you got Medicaid right now, start getting your medical stuff done. Get your eyeglasses. If you need new eyeglasses, go get your teeth done. Go get whatever it is you need to get done. Get it done now. Get it done now. Do not keep procrastinating on your health and your well-being, because these things may go away. You may not have no medical coverage. We might wake up and don't have no medical coverage whatsoever. So before it gets too rough and it gets too hard out there, if your kids need to go to the doctor, take your kids to the doctor. Get them some medication. You know, you go into Walmart, you see Tylenol, $18, $20, $19. Everything that inflated in price so high that they're making sure that you are not going to be able to afford that with the little bit of money that we have in your home right now. The cost of everything is inflated and it's getting rough. I see it every day. Every day I go in the store. Every day I go look at the things that grown-ups need, that children need. Diapers, wipes, baby milk, all these things are getting too expensive. Start stocking your stuff up now. If you know your child has to have Miralax every single day for digestion, for his digestive health, make sure you start getting that. You know you need Tylenol. You know you need Motrin. Start buying these things because they're steady climbing in price. They're steady climbing in price. If you know that there's special foods that your child has to eat, start preparing yourself with these special foods. Take them food stamps and do what is necessary. Do what you need to do. We don't want to see the streets filled with people, filled with kids, not knowing which way to go. Mothers being removed from their home, not strong enough to be able to make it from one destination to the next. Make sure you got your bug-out bag already packed. Have your bug-out bag already packed and all ready to go. Because you may not know where you're going. So you're going to need some type of equipment. Something to be able to sustain yourself for a little while. When I think about Section 8 housing and how these situations are going to cause a lot of people to be homeless, a lot of children to be outdoors, a lot of mothers crying in the dark, don't know which way to go. This is why these videos are very important. They're very important for you to start standing up right now and building your life. Start putting some plan of action in place. Even if you have to call family members, start rebuilding your relationships with them. If you have to need them to have a place to stay, start building those relationships now. Start forming those relationships now. Start trying to figure out how you can get up out of where you are now. It's time. It's time. It's time. I know you probably think, no, this is not going to happen. I'm going to wait forever and ever and ever. Pray about it and be careful. I just want to let you know that this is what's on my mind for tonight. This is what I thought about. This is what I was thinking of. And I wanted to make sure that I let you know exactly what I'm feeling. And right now I'm feeling that there's going to be a lot of people caught off guard. They're not going to be ready. It's going to be just like the people in the Bible when the five virgins had their lamps filled, but then the rest of them were not prepared. They were not prepared for what was getting ready to happen. So then they started wanting to take from the other ones that had their oil lamps filled. Don't get caught with your oil lamp empty. Don't get caught with your work undone. Don't get caught in a place where you don't know how you're going to live from one minute to the next. Don't get caught in a place where you had time to prepare, but you continue to keep trying to live your life as if life is going on as usual. You got to know what's going on around you. There's a lot of things happening down here in the earth. I told y'all once before, hallelujah would take care of you in heaven. But you need some money down here. You need some direction down here. You need to stay vigilant down here. You need to keep your head on a swivel, and you need to know exactly, have a plan of action of what it is you plan to do when you have to leave this place. You have to leave that Section 8 house. They cut your food stamps off. You got to know exactly how you're going to feed them children. You might can go without. You might can deal with that. Do you know how hard it is to drag a child with a hungry belly? That's a terrible situation to be in. Don't wait until you get yourself in that situation. We're talking about Section 8 housing. Section 8 housing. How good it is. You may be one of the ones that have to pay market rent. When I stayed in the Section 8 housing, they put my rent up to market rent. Every dollar you get, they add. It takes your rent all the way up. Yes, they did drop your rent when you didn't have no income. But every time you got an income, they raised it to market rent to keep you right there. To keep you right there. And now they're going to not try to keep you right there. They're going to try to kick you right on out of there. If you ain't got enough money to pay that market rent, they're going to be making you leave these places. I pray that everybody finds somewhere to go, and that they take heed to the warning, and that they see the warning signs. We don't know how bad this thing is going to get, but we already know that it's already done started. We already see it coming. They're already talking about it. And as you can see, things are not getting any cheaper. It's not getting any better. Your food prices are not going down. And once things are going up, it's going to be hard to get them to even think about bringing them back down. So you're going to have to try to spend at that level. That means you're going to have to get a job. You're going to have to be able to get a job to be able to function at that level. To be able to function at that level. So I just pray that everyone be okay, and that you start your plan of action right now. You start putting it into action right now. Don't take it lightly. Don't sit there and wait for somebody else to do it for you. Start speaking to people, figuring it out, putting some things away. Start getting your supplies. Start doing what you know to do to put your situation together the best you know how. The best you know how. And then after you done did all you can, the word said just stand. So after you done did all you can, just stand. But please, do not just sit around and not do nothing. Do not just sit around as if you don't see these things happening in the earth. Because we are about ready to go through some things. And it may be some of the hardest times you've ever seen in your life. People are preparing all over the world. They even started buying their own chickens, their own chicken coop. But you can only work with the limited funds that you have. So in the midst of that, I would say turn these lines on, start your YouTube channel, start preparing yourself. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait until your oil lamp goes out and you have no more resources whatsoever. Start doing what you need to do now. Right now. It's time. It's time. It's seriously time. It's time for you to take your life seriously and think about what you're going to do if they cut off Section 8, if they stop Section 8 and they cut off all these other government programs. What are you planning to do? Have you started your plan of action? Have you started to preparing yourself? I pray that this message blesses somebody. I pray that you're already in position and you're already starting as much as you possibly can. Because I get it, because me too. We only got a few dollars to work with, so we got to do what we can. But I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Be safe out there. Do the best you can. And again, when you did all you can, just stand. Be blessed.